Rick Perry joins us now. Very good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us on this. Everybody wants those prices to come down. It inflicts a lot of pain on the American consumer. American small businesses are reeling because of this as well. So what is your take? Is this the administration's fault why we continue to see sky-high gas and oil prices?
Yeah, well, happy Columbus Day, Sandra, and it's a privilege to be with you. Under, let's say, austere conditions in the country because of policies that this administration's been involved with, particularly the oil and gas industry. They started sending a message on day one. We're going to try to bring the fossil fuel industry to its knees. And they basically are doing a pretty good job of that. They're overtaxing, over-regulating, over-litigating. And if you want less of something, that's how you do it. You go in and government overtaxes, overregulates, overlitigates. And that's what this Biden administration is doing. Shutting down pipelines, not allowing the offshore drilling, not allowing federal leases. All of that collectively sends a message to the companies, whether they're small independents or whether they're the big oil and gas companies, that you better be really careful if you're going to go expend monies to explore for and deliver oil to the refineries. And as a matter of fact, I think we're about 1 million barrels less refining in the U.S. Since the Biden administration took over. So all of that together, Sandra, sends a clear message that a lot of this recession that's happening is driven by the cost of energy. And America was independent for the first time in 67 years in 2019 because of the policies that President Trump put into place. We were producing, we were doing a great job, we were working with our foreign partners, and the supply of energy around the world was in a lot better place. Europe is going to pay a huge price for their decisions about doing away with fossil fuels.
So let me ask you about how we can fix this problem, because I mean this question needs to be put to Republicans who could regain control of the House and or the Senate in the fall. So they're promising they can bring those prices down. What do you do about it? If that refining capacity is offline to the degree that you just described, and there's solid evidence of that, well, does pumping more oil help, or buying more oil help, or releasing more from the reserves help if we can't refine it into gasoline?
Well, and I think sending messages, if you want more of something, you incentivize it. It's that simple. This governing is not rocket science. And so the point is, when the Republicans come into place, they need to use every tool that they have to be able to send the message to the fossil fuel industry. And also at the same time, and this is a little longer range process, but send the message to the small modular reactor industry out there that has the potential to really do some good things. It's going to take a while for that technology to get into place, but it'll be faster than you realize. So fossil fuels, small modular reactors, those together can send the message around the world that America is going to get back into the energy business in a big way.
Secretary, final question for you. There seems to be still blame putting on the oil companies themselves, even in some cases, the mom and pop gas stations in this country, and warnings to them not to price gouge. You heard it from the president during the storm, in the aftermath of the storm. You hear it from Gavin Newsom out there in California. And in my research today, I was surprised to see a White House pool report from you several years ago, 2017, I believe. And you, too, during Tropical Storm Harvey, made a similar warning to not price gouge at the fuel pumps in the wake of the storm. Yeah. Why put those warnings out there if there's not a lot of evidence that that's actually happening? Have you seen that happening? What rendered that warning then? Because we're getting a lot more of those now.
And during hurricanes, we always send that message out there that if you're thinking about just because of the supply and demand issue, this is not the time to do it. And I think it's always been, from my perspective, a message that gets sent during hurricanes. But that's not what this administration is doing. This administration is doing it to try to cover up for bad policies that they put into place. There is no doubt that this administration wants to force Americans to quit using fossil fuels and go to wind and solar to power their grid. And it's just not going to happen. You've got to have fossil fuels and nuclear power to be the base load for your electric grids. And this administration would rather play politics and blame everybody in the world instead of looking in the mirror and going, you know what? we were wrong.
Well, it's
Just
the
stand
lower
up and
income,
say,
hardworking Americans who are paying the price for it. That is for sure. And those prices are on the way back up. Oil closing above $90 a barrel yet again today. Secretary, great to see you. Thank you very much for coming on the program today.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.